Welcome to the World of Pop, episode 12.
You got it right.
I did.
Episode 12. Welcome back to World of Pop, episode 12.
It's one of the first times, probably. We're here in my lovely condo, set up another scene.
Yeah. Recording in the morning instead of the late afternoon.
It's literally 1:45.
Oh, yeah, I guess it's not morning anymore.
Not at all.
Well, it's not late afternoon.
It's technically afternoon.
Yeah, but it's not late afternoon.
It's after 12 p.m., so it's afternoon.
Yeah. I know what it means.
Okay.
But anyways,
I digress.
today on the show, we've got some really exciting stuff for you.
Yeah, no, we just want to...
Before we started, though, I think...
Yeah, well, we wanted to welcome you back. I mean, we made a DIY drink, which we already drank, but...
It was delicious.
Let me get that.
Here?
Yeah, we made a Kentucky coffee, which we mentioned a couple episodes back, and we actually made them, and they turned out fabulous. We're going to talk about that and a bunch of other cool stuff. But first, I wanted to just tell everyone how much we appreciate you and love all of you for the awesome... You guys are just turning out. The downloads keep coming in. We're happy, and we hope all of you are ushering in the new year with love and happiness.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
coffee. And coffee. So you can shamelessly, buy some organic coffee from coffeeroasters.com.
I really, really hope that
Bring the new year in right.
None of our listeners' New Year's resolution was to cut back on their coffee.
Mine was to increase my intake.
Yeah, I think that was mine too.
Yeah, it's actually helping me get shit done. Things are moving. We got new behind-the-scenes content coming out, so you can catch an episode before it's actually released if you're on our Instagram.
That's right. We're streaming, all of our episodes?
Yeah.
Live now?
Once. It's like a one-time thing. And
One
then
time.
later, the video will come out on YouTube and IGTV with the dropping of the episodes. But you can catch them ahead of time and get a sneak preview of the episodes as they're filmed, like right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool. So we're going live. You can catch us if you can. And we got coffee for sale. Go on the show. Go online. Don't just listen to the show. Take it a step further and try it. Yeah.
Also, we're freshly offering.
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
To send you ground coffee. You can purchase ground coffee from us.
Well, we had a lot of people who don't have grinders yet, or want to. They just want the pre-grinded coffee. I don't know. I mean, you got it. The customer's always right, huh?
That's right. That's a thing that we offer.
It's by demand. This is by demand, by your demand, by your
now.
The listeners and the customers, by your demand, by demand only. We are going to have a grinded coffee offering, and for pour over, and I think we might do a espresso grind or something like that. So either way, you don't have to get a grinder to drink our coffee now.
That's right.
Whole bean coffee is dope, though. I like grinding mine right in the morning. Like, I know it's loud. Maybe that's it.
It's kind of like part of the ritual.
Maybe people don't like wake. You have roommates. Like, we don't have roommates.
Yeah.
That's
true.
The loudness of the grinder in the morning. Having your pre-grinded coffee means no grinding. Like that sound effect?
I did like that.
That was a good burr.
I've ground coffee with a mortar and pestle.
Well, I tried to say burr while I made the effect.
Burr.
And I really made my Adam's apple go, ah. Dude, I'm telling you, I'm a professional.
Good moves.
Prove me wrong.
Anyways, Kentucky coffee. We talked about it several
now we're going to start the show.
Weeks ago.
Now we're going to start the show.
We talked about Kentucky coffee several weeks ago.
How did you do it? Because it was literally magical.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised at how good it actually was. I was kind of hesitant.
The look on your face was of pure joy, like a little child.
It was so good.
Like after
I'm not kidding.
Farts.
It was so good. So I brewed up a cup of coffee. Kentucky coffee. All you need to make it is sugar, heavy cream, coffee, and bourbon. It's just like Irish coffee.
Oh yeah, that's what we were going to mention. So I have an aversion to Irish whiskeys. They get me fired up.
Yeah.
Get me ready. Irish fighting. Fighting Irish comes out in me.
Or
something, and I stick to American whiskeys. Not a big fan of Canadians, though. Some Crown here and there's okay.
I like Canadian whiskeys. I'm not a big fan of Irish whiskeys. Now, I haven't tried a whole ton of them.
They make you want to fight?
They don't make me want to fight. I just don't like the taste. I don't like the flavor.
Yeah,
they're really bad.
Well, we'll touch on that more, but there's different rules.
There are different rules. Irish whiskeys made are different.
Yeah. Yeah, so there are different types of whiskeys. They affect you, get you drunk differently, maybe have different effects in some people. So we wanted to make, a whiskey coffee drink, like, an Irish.
Yeah. I've always hated Irish coffees, And I've never really had a coffee beverage with liquor in it that I liked, other than like an espresso martini, which are pretty good.
We got to try one of them.
But yeah, Kentucky coffee, muddled sugar with some bourbon, poured over. Pour in some coffee with it.
So step by step, go back to the beginning.
Yeah.
What's the first thing you grab?
Sugar.
Sugar. What
sugar
kind of sugar?
In a cup. I used
organic.
I used raw sugar or whatever it is.
Turbinado.
Yeah, whatever
organic.
you have on the counter in there. So I used 4 teaspoons of sugar for 1.5 tablespoons of whiskey.
Okay.
Which is about a shot and a half, I believe. I'm not too sure. It wasn't a ton of whiskey. It was a lot of sugar. Surprisingly, it was quite a bit of sugar. 8 ounces of hot coffee poured over after you have to muddle it with a spoon.
And by muddling, we're talking about
crushing it up against the edge of the glass.
Yeah,
you don't stir it; it's not going to dissolve if
maybe
you
if you have
stir
something
it
other than a spoon. It might be easier, like a muddler.
Yeah, muddler or a long bar spoon, something heavy. I was also doing it. I was also doing it in like tiny coffee cups. That didn't really help.
Can do it with crude with normal instruments, but you can get better ones.
The thing that threw me off so much about
Muddle.
the Kentucky coffee was that the final ingredient is just plain heavy cream, lightly whipped and poured on top.
That's it.
So I had to hold a spoon.
Heavy.
I had to hold a
whipping
spoon.
Cream.
I had to hold a spoon against the edge of the cup and layer it on top so that it came across the surface. I had to pour it really slow because I'm pretty sure that it would have curdled if you drop heavy whipping cream right into the bottom of
it's
a
all
cup
on the
of hot
floor, just like
coffee.
the Americano.
It's gonna get all nasty.
The layer
you can drink
cake.
it, but it gets weird. But my first
Yours,
sip,
you swirled it. You don't swirl it either. Once you make the drink, don't swirl it.
yeah, you're supposed to drink it immediately too.
We gotta
I don't know
mention
if
that.
you saw your cup over there, but it got nasty.
Well, yeah, but
it sat there for
I didn't swirl it though, so I left half of it, but I wasn't trying to get sauced.
Yeah, my first my first drink, my first sip. I was very amazed at how actually.
I think we'll make some more after the show.
Yeah, we probably should.
Yeah, so honestly, we want to say that Kentucky coffee is a great alternative to Irish coffee if all you got is Kentucky rye or straight bourbon. And
if you're like us and you don't really want to drink Irish whiskey,
creamy.
This is the way to go.
It's heavenly.
It was so good.
That's the word.
It was incredible.
Heavenly. So it
was a delight.
2 cents on Kentucky coffee, which we were really excited to make. It's also we use, by the way, Old Forester. 86 proof, very smooth, one of our favorites. We've reviewed on the show. Episode
I'm pretty sure
5.
We talked about
It was
Old
episode
Forester.
5. We did the taste test with Prohibition.
I think we did.
I take my fish oil today, man. My memory. Never forget.
He's up to 19 vitamins a day.
19
different pills.
It's the same amount. Actually, I added a probiotic and a allergy pill, which is not actually health. I mean, it's Zyrtec. So
being probiotic is being proactive.
Our warehouse is dusty. Anyway, the point is that I have an aversion to dusty environments and Irish whiskey, and therefore we now have explained everything about Kentucky coffee that there is to know. I think make it with some Old Forester. And let us know what you think. I'm gonna move us forward into our next segment, which is actually the Aeropress follow up. Real quick, we're gonna follow up from our last episode where we talked about Jordan's been tinkering. He's tinkering.
Oh yeah. I kind of just what I really did was I used the Aeropress every day for about 2 weeks, and I came to the conclusion that. The Aeropress is really cool if you're going camping or you're on the go.
Essential travel item.
It's awesome for that, and that's exactly what it is for. It's small. It's not gonna fucking break. It's easy to pack away. Makes you a quick cup of coffee, and
espresso.
And you can knock espresso out of an Aeropress.
The key difference that you showed me is it adds pressure. So you can do espresso. You can change the grind and do espresso. So you can take it a little farther than a V60.
That is true. That is true.
So it has a little more versatility, but with that, you're sacrificing the volume that it makes per plunge.
And my whole thing is that I drink a lot of coffee.
Yeah,
only using an Aeropress at work for 2 weeks was kind of a hassle. I was back there,
Yeah, well,
Making
you needed to
coffee
test it thoroughly for our listeners. So
7 or 8 times a day, making several cups of coffee, maybe
Yeah.
making 1 cup of
This
coffee.
is dedication. He
Truly.
sacrificed a lot so that you could give this
I
how many
sacrificed at
stars?
least.
Let's cut to the point.
How many stars?
Yeah, look, there's some star glitter here, right
How
here.
many
Look at this.
stars
Yeah,
in the lucky sky?
that's for my daughters. They're slime.
I'd give it 4 out of 5 stars. Strictly because
Really? The Aeropress.
the Aeropress.
The Aeropress.
The Aeropress.
Like the printing press of coffee. You're gonna
4
give
out
it
of 5
4 out of 5
stars.
stars.
Strictly because I can't make much more coffee with it.
All right.
I
respect
yeah.
it. I respect it.
It's great for if we're talking strictly camping gear. I would give the Aeropress a 5 out of 5. It's perfect for that.
So at home, 4 out of 5. In the suitcase or with you at the campsite.
Yeah, or if you're one of those people,
Clutch.
if you're a person that doesn't like, you don't drink a lot of coffee, the Aeropress might work at home for you. If you drink 1 cup of coffee a day,
Who
I
are
say
you
go
if
for
you drink
it.
a single cup?
Yeah, I just don't love it because I drink way too
wow.
much coffee.
That's a thought. I guess there are a lot of people that drink just a single cup out
Yeah.
there. But you know what? They appreciate it. It's not about volume.
Yeah,
It's about quality.
it makes a great cup of coffee. Don't get me wrong. It's just about the volume thing for me.
We're gonna talk about this cup. This is the Kaff Cup. It's really dope. Ceramic cup, glazed. There's a nice thick, clear glaze on it that makes it really good for coffee. Its texture, it has it's easy. It like has that little bumpy texture so that you grip it well. It fits right in your hand. I got the 12-ounce version. It comes in 3 sizes, and they run about $30 a piece. Let me pull up their website. The Kaff Cup. Yeah, so right now they're on sale, $27.99. Normally $35.99 for 1 cup. Now people are like, "What are you doing? That's expensive." But I really needed something for our social media that was somewhat fancy. Also, I don't like drinking a mug of coffee. I'm not a mug guy. Like I don't have a bunch of coffee mugs in there. I have
That's true.
littler mugs. I got from IKEA. But this is my first more designed, modern, aesthetic one, and I'm happy. I'm gonna order a few more. You'll see them on our Instagram soon. You can go check this one out. There's a video right now out there to the new Ed Sheeran song or something. Afterglow.
Oh God.
Shout out Ed, my dude. Anyway, I digress. That song's just addicting.
You've been talking about it for 2 hours.
I know, man. I just hear it in my head when I wake up.
I'm not kidding. This is the 15th time he's brought it up. I still haven't. He hasn't even played the song for me. I haven't even heard it.
We can't on the air.
Oh, I know. I'm not. I don't want to play it on the air. I'm just saying.
Legally, but everybody.
You should listen to it.
No, don't.
I
You
guess.
should actually. Let's go back to the Kaff Cup. We're gonna order some. I think the charcoal one, maybe, or the ash.
I like the ash gray one.
Ash gray.
I like that texture. Zoom in on that.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
That's sexy. It's a
That looks
sexy
good.
cup. All right. So if you go to coffeeties.com, that's coffee. It's regular coffee spelling, COFFEE. Tized, TIZED.com. Check up Kaff Cup, KAFF cups, and they come in 5 or 6 different colors or something in 3 sizes. Get the small one. That's what we got. Honestly, it's cool because what it lets you do is you're making a pour over, and then you want to kind of break it up, not just you have a big mug of coffee. If I'm running out the door, I throw it all in a big Yeti,
Yeah.
But if I'm sitting here, I'm checking my phone, my emails, I'm waking up, I'm listening to a record. I want to, I use this cup, and even for this show, we just sat down and I had a half a cup, of coffee. It lets me break those V60s up into 2, which really is cool, honestly, and they look great. I'm giving it a 5 out of 5 stars.
5 out of 5.
5 out of 5. 100% happy with it.
I think my favorite thing about this cup is the weight.
Oh, didn't even mention that.
It's
so I talked about the
it's
texture.
extremely ergonomic too.
It's weighted. It fits in that palm
It's
of your hand perfectly.
if anybody's ever seen a stone or a pewter teacup,
Okay.
it's kind of like a traditional
Wow.
one of those. No handle on it.
Limited edition, only 23 left.
Wow.
Hopefully we run up some sales for them.
Maybe.
Yeah, they're on sale right now and they're limited in quality. They are, I'm pretty sure, they're a designer coffee cup made for cafes and home users to bring a touch of industrial feel, crafted from ceramics, 170 milliliter capacity. Yeah, well they're, a la carte. You get them one at a time. They're not a set. So you can make a set with multiple different patterns and stuff. And I got this one here that you'll see is our black stroke. And they have a pink stroke and a brown stroke. And so I'm thinking actually that could be cool to do a set with multicolors strokes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, these
Different
are
strokes, man.
Oh, here's a picture of the family. The family picture is really cool. Wow, see?
Yeah.
Look at that. You could go with the gray neutral. You know, if you're more of a neutral color person, they got that. If you're more of a solid black, black on black type person, if you're mysterious, you probably want the ash gray like Jordan because you're mysterious.
It's not mysterious. It's just nice.
It does look like mystery.
Nice. It doesn't look like mystery. It looks like
marble.
Looks like ash gray.
It looks marbly.
Kind of.
Yeah, I like it. I really like it. I think that you're. I think we're gonna order. I want to get one of each. They're too expensive. Oh my gosh. All right. Anyway, 5 out of 5 stars for the Kaff Cup. That's Kaff. You go to coffeeties.com and pick up one. They're going fast, and they're 100% approved by Pop Coffee Roasters. 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5.
Yeah. And now everybody gets to experience another History of Coffee by Joshua. And the history of coffee this time is actually going back a bit. So let me get my notes. Long, long ago in Western Europe, beginning in 1713. I can't keep that.
Yeah. What happened?
In the court of King Louis XIV, coffee made an introduction. Actually, the mayor of Amsterdam presented a gift of a young coffee plant. This was the first time now in France that there was more than just, they had the coffee, like a product, but they didn't have the plant.
That's right.
So,
they were shipping the product in from the Dutch?
Yeah, well, from all over at that point. It was out. Coffee was out, but people had strongholds on the plants and the production. So he actually got a plant which made it to the Royal Botanical Gardens in Paris.
Wow. Where it was what, cultivated?
This one little plant was kept alive, and that one little Arabica plant led to billions of plants around the world. And it took a little while, so we're going to go over some of the details now, but basically that's the gist of it. The history of coffee, this was a part. So our last segment kind of happened right, so we're going before that, like 20 years.
Before France.
Well, before the, was it Santiago?
Yeah,
before he got the flower bouquet and took them to Brazil. That's how it got to Brazil. But now we're going to go into how it got to Europe, France, and America in a direct connection. Because it didn't just come through South America up to North America. It actually came directly to America as well. Coffee just took over the world by storm, honestly. They found out it was taxable, like tea, too. So it was, the royals loved it.
Love tax.
So anyway, let me go back here. That was...
You went too far back.
Oh my gosh, what am I doing? Here it is. All right, 1713. What are we doing? Okay, here we go. So, speed up a little bit. It's in Paris. Well, it got to the Royal Botanical Gardens. So, Louis XIV gets it from the Dutch. It gets down to the Botanical Gardens. They're keeping it alive. It's actually starting to grow fruit. And a French naval officer named, hopefully I don't mess this up, Gabriel Mathieu Desclieux, who's on leave from his station in Martinique. He basically strolls into the court of the King Louis XIV and requests from the protective king clippings of this beloved tree. And, of course, he is shot down.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Louis is like, what? Nah. So anyway, he wasn't dissuaded from his quest, and he realized the Caribbean was the perfect location for growing coffee, and he just kind of played the part for a while, and then took off and stole coffee shoots, and then he brought them to America. Basically, well, he brought them to was it Trinidad?
It was like a James Bond movie.
Yeah.
Broke into the botanical gardens, had a full ship waiting for him to cross.
He scaled the high walls.
Cross the ocean.
He scaled the high walls of the Royal Botanical Garden, entered the hothouse, then, with history within his grasp, snatched a cutting from the tree and made haste to the waiting vessel and set immediate sail to the French colony of Martinique, where that's where a lot of rum is produced too, in the West Indies. That's where it was. So he literally broke into the Royal Botanical Garden, and so coffee made it to America, the New World in North America, via Gabriel, and he stole it. He was a thief.
Oh, yeah.
He was a
But let's not talk about that. It was a long traveling on the ocean by ship was a long voyage,
Oh
no
yeah.
matter where you were going.
So that was just the beginning of his so he had to
after-
first steal it.
After
Yeah.
taking a cutting from this tree, he has to keep it alive on his trips.
And then the elements of the sea.
He's under the deck in this boat. He's sharing his daily water rations with this plant that he's keeping alive in a glass cabinet.
Oh yeah.
Desperately trying to keep it alive.
He loved the plant. So first of all, let's back up. Why we're telling you this story is because we are passionate about coffee. Is because Gabriel was also so passionate about it that he wasn't dissuaded by the king saying no. The king obviously said no about economics. I can't let you have this cutting. But he wanted coffee. He knew the New World needed it, and he was going to do whatever it took to get it there and risk his life. Literally drinking half the amount of water that a normal sailor would have just to keep his plant alive. It was his little pet.
No.
Well, it was his entire life. He was literally putting his life and freedom on the line. So coffee made it here, just like the Pilgrims or whatever. Everyone that came to America seems like was a outlaw or something. They all took off from Europe and they were outcasts or something. That's how all these stories are. He wasn't an outcast, but he was fleeing.
That boat got raided by pirates.
Oh my gosh.
Two Dutchmen on board, according to the legend. 2 Dutchmen on board tried to rob and steal the plant from him, but they were unsuccessful.
So basically, while this guy is over here risking it all to get it to America, then kind of that other story, if you go back to our other history of coffee that was a few episodes back there, this leads up to that. So then this other guy brought it to Brazil. So now with these 2 stories, you get the idea of how coffee got to North and South America. That's really what we wanted to tie up here. So there's 2 very, very, one a passionate love story and another a sailor story, a thief who
an Ocean's
braved
13,
the elements and pirates and
an Ocean's 1723-esque story.
I'm about it. So within 3 years, coffee of him getting to Martinique, within 3 years, coffee plantations spread all over and to the sister islands of Saint Dominique and Guadeloupe. Coffee harvests were so large in the Caribbean that King Louis XIV finally forgave Gabriel for his thievery and made him the governor of Antilles.
Huh.
So crime does pay. You don't say.
Yeah.
Outlaw coffee. Stories of pirates
if you do so much bad, it cancels out.
People were willing,
I'm just kidding.
like Santiago's story in this, what I love is that these people were so passionate and so enthused about this new drink and the new world.
They wanted to share it.
The new world needed this. They knew it. They're like this. So in a way, this ties into some things that I've heard. There's another book I can't remember. We'll talk about it another time. But there's this book. Anyway, it talks about how coffee kind of fueled the last 500 years. With a lot of progress in the human race has been made, and the new world, discovered, and the seas explored every inch of the planet. All these things that for thousands of years people were kind of and then all of a sudden they started drinking this coffee and getting hyped.
Coffee's pretty much behind it all.
Yeah, it's fuel to the fire. I don't know. That's my whole story, honestly, for everyone. We wanted to shout out Gabrielle for scaling the walls of the Botanical Garden, the Royal Botanical Garden in Paris, and bringing us literally a little cutting.
It's my favorite heist story of all time.
Honestly, it would make a great movie.
And I've seen a lot of heist movies.
This would make a great movie, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
And then the voyage and then the new world and then seeing I can see the ending scene with all of the new coffee plants and it's spreading from island to island and then all of a sudden someone drinks a cup of coffee in New York in the modern day and then it cuts black.
I don't know if it would be a great movie.
No, that's the ending scene. I just did it.
It sounds okay.
You know what?
I'm over.
You just have no vision. That's why I'm the host.
I think this is my favorite heist because they haven't made it into a movie yet.
It never will get made into a movie. It needs more grit.
We have another idea for a movie.
We
Cowboys and Pirates? Were we talking about that yesterday?
We're not going to talk about my bad ideas for movies anymore.
Josh comes into work and he goes, I have this thing. And he just looks at me and he goes, Pirates.
Pirates versus Cowboys. It's a great idea of an epic battle. I can just see the pirates on the shore in their boats and the cowboys on their horses on the shore. Wait, no, backwards. On the shore, the cowboys got their horses, and on the water, you got the pirates with their boats, and they're about to clash.
Cowboys are
an epic battle.
Floating on they're out on their floating docks.
Well, there's a time vortex thing that happened where all of a sudden the cowboys and the pirates were existing in the same realm, and there can't be 2 badasses. They're both so badass that you can't have both roam the world. And what?
It'd be. I think it would make a great movie. I think it would be way better than that movie Cowboys versus Aliens.
which I don't know, so I guess I'll have to go watch that.
I don't. It's not.
Okay, I won't. But I do want to. I do want to talk about one last thing we're going to leave you with today is a DoorDash horror story.
Oh God. Oh God.
So normally we do barista horror stories,
we want opinions on this one. We need you guys to let us know whether or not you think that Josh was way out of league here, or if it was totally normal. Because I'm pretty sure that this is what I would have done, and I think this is what most people would have done.
Oh, that's so bad.
But I guess you'll find out.
All right, so the story goes that the other night I was waiting a DoorDash, and I got a Dash Pass. I dash a lot. I'm getting some takeout. Sometimes we're working hard and it's too much to cook. I'm home. Anyway, I'm sitting in the lobby of the condo downstairs, and this guy, well, the DoorDasher, I message him because he's taking. It says it's arriving, and then I'm down there. I'm like, okay, I get my shoes on, I go down there, and then he's like, no, it's not, because 10 minutes later, 20 minutes later, nothing. So I end up texting him, calling him, picks up, oh, I just got your food, actually, I'm on the way. And I'm like, then why did it say it was arriving a half hour ago if you're just got my food? So I'm off. I'm suspicious. It's sus. I'm like, yo, something's off. So he takes another 20 minutes. And then he shows up. Now, all I know is the Dasher's name, and it was a male.
Mm-hmm.
Like Nathaniel or something. And he was wearing flip-flops, and his phone couldn't get service, so he couldn't call. It wasn't for me. He walks in with food for someone else's name.
Yeah.
And another person. So what I saw on the map was that he was delivering to the next door complex. Like, so I realized he had like orders from multiple restaurants, and he was doing multiple stops in the area. And there must have been a mix-up.
Mm-hmm.
Was what I assumed.
Yeah.
And I was there by myself, me and him, and then the doorman who works here, nice guy, he's kind of there too. And then he's like, do you know this person on the ticket? And he's like, no, I don't. And there's no room number. There was a phone number. I didn't know this until after. Yeah. But I wasn't going to, because I thought it was someone from a different complex.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Yeah. So I was just kind of like, and then he leaves. He's like, whatever, I'm just going to leave it right here. That's what the DoorDash guy said. Whatever, I'm just going to leave it right here. And he left. And then my guy and I, like, the valet and I are talking, and he's just like, you kind of made out, man. This is like kind of like a good meal here. He was like from Green Dot. It was some good food. Good restaurant here in town. And I basically didn't really want that. Like, I had ordered some shawarma, wanted some chicken, and some hummus. And I was really fiending that, and I didn't get it. So I went home with the food. I took it. I took the order that wasn't for me, and I went up and I ate it. And I'm sitting in my house, and I poured myself a little drink and put on my little show, and I was about to relax, and all of a sudden I hear not like a bang, 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 like kind of a fun, campy, like da-da-da-da.
This is already like after you've ripped into the food, right?
Oh, it's like smashed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's like some of it left. It wasn't that good. It was cold.
You'd been waiting like an hour.
First of
and a
all,
half
Green
for
Dot
your
Stables
food.
makes sliders, like very fancy sliders, and like they have like shoestring fries, and I think
It's good.
Yeah,
It's
no,
good food.
but it gets cold quick.
Yeah.
And then the fries get like not good quick. So anyway, the point is that it was all right, and I had enough that I was full and I was content. But I could tell it was like a meal for two. So I was a little, there was more food than I needed. That was another thing. And I'm like, okay, well, whatever. And just kind of up on the door, and I'm like, okay, that's weird. I'm not expecting anybody at all.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next thing you know, I just kind of like, maybe he'll go away. I don't know, because
You really waited him out? You tried to screen this person?
I don't know, people get the wrong door. I don't know, like, I was just like, maybe, if they knock again, then they like really are here for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Sometimes the doorman, who's also the guy that told me to take the food, will bring a package up and knock at the door and then just walk away and just leave the package. So I was kind of like, maybe it's that. Anyway, so I come to the door, and it is a neighbor of mine on another floor who I'm friendly with, and I think we've talked about hanging out before. So it's like we have exchanged numbers. He's in my phone. We have some common interests, and he's like, yo, did you get a DoorDash order? And I'm like, I had an issue with it. He's like, yeah, like, I think you got our food. And I'm like, what? He's like, did you already eat it? And I'm like, yeah. And dude, I felt so bad, but he proceeded to get pretty pissed off.
Yeah, I think that's crazy. And now here's the thing. He'd probably been waiting for his food, too. So he was probably just hangry.
We were both, well, I wasn't at that point. I had ate. But But what it was, what I find out is not only did I take someone's food in my building that wasn't mine due to a simple mistake with a bad DoorDash delivery, I got reimbursed and a $10 credit. And then ate someone else's food who I know and like care about. Like, you know, we're not best friends or anything, but like I'm like
You know,
I took his food
he
and his
definitely
girl's food. It was not cool.
he definitely got refunded too. You know,
Yeah. Well, no, he also got $25 Apple Cash from me because I felt so bad. He laid into me. Look, first of all, he's never come to my apartment, and then he got hangry and mad, and I understandably, but he didn't give me a chance to explain.
yeah.
So I'm trying to explain right now. What I'm trying to explain is that you DoorDash drivers need to step your game up because that shit was foul. Where'd my order? I never got my order. You just didn't bring my order. Just never came.
Yeah, the same thing happened to me like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, this is crazy. So I'm getting thrown under the bus. I feel like because of this bad DoorDash delivery, and I mean, maybe the valet shouldn't have told me to take it, but that's on me. It's all on me. I'm a man. I'm owning up to this.
See, in my case,
I screwed up.
In my case, when they misdelivered it to me, they came all the way to my door and handed me the food. I sat down with my food, realized it wasn't for me, but I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like, wait?
He wasn't waiting for his food either. Like in the
That's the
lobby,
thing,
I was
like-
sitting there waiting, and I had the face to face with the driver. So like, if you're, I don't know, in a building like this where you have, you know, it's 20 stories tall, and you have a DoorDash, they don't bring it to your door. You need to go down to the lobby and meet them. Then we'd have strange people in here all the time deliver. You know, so basically, like, by him not being, I was down there waiting for 45 minutes for my order that never showed up. So when his order showed up and it looked like it was a mix-up.
Yep.
I just went with it.
I think you did the normal thing.
I just went with it, man. I felt bad.
I think that's the
you know
normal
what?
thing to
Shout
do.
out to my neighbor.
I would have done the same
I felt
thing.
bad. I sincerely do. But I really don't think what I did was wrong.
No, I don't either. I think
I do feel bad.
I think anybody would have done it.
It was such a weird mix-up, and I ended up feeling like having him in my door making me. I literally like almost had an anxiety attack over this.
Nah.
No, I solved it by giving him 20 bucks. And then he didn't respond for like hours. And then he did, and he goes, "Thank you." I think he had to come up here because his girlfriend was just pissed off.
Maybe.
You know, she's like, send him over here. He's never come over to hang out. So my first impression with this guy that I want to be friends with is like, and I've talked to his girl too. And like, I just felt so bad. I'm like, no, like the first time you ever knock at my door is to like tear me a new one about eating your dinner during a pandemic. Thanks, DoorDash.
Oops.
Anyway, that's all I got.
That's all we got. Great show, man.
Really?
I think so.
Well, we'll let them decide.
I'm going to have more coffee.
But we can't end until you say your tagline.
Because it's always a great time for a cup of coffee.